Good evening, Matthew.
I was actually going to roll that off too. I was actually going to have a bit of a dip, but now that you've stolen me thunder, I feel like I better sit back down and buckle in, and off we go.
Mate, it's good to be back, and I'm glad you got the memo about the new podcast uniform.
Yep. We love that. We absolutely love that. We got to do it. We got to jump up. Although I better get a different shade, I reckon, for next week. I
Yeah,
think,
mine is a quite a light grey, and
yeah,
a black
nearly
cap.
white.
That's really
Yep,
nice.
yep. We love this. We love this.
How
I
you been,
better.
man? It's been a week. Obviously,
Been.
we took a week off last week, but we're
Yep.
back.
It was our government mandated 1 week break, which was good. So yeah, so I've been smashing through a bit of Hamish and Andy. So as you can
I
tell,
was gonna say it's us and Hamish and Andy trying to rally to get that done, right?
yep, absolutely. So just because we don't get paid, we only have to do the 1 week, which is great. So just because it's more than a hobby, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really just a bit of
This is
bit of
not
love
relevant
for
to
us.
anything, but have I told you that like I see Andy Lee almost like every day because he
Oh,
works
do
out of the
you?
same office that I do?
Oh, that's phenomenal. Do you ask him for $1 every day?
I've like because I've seen him like consistently for 2 years now. Like
Yep.
it doesn't give me the same butterflies as it used to, but
Yeah, that's
he
fair.
is like the co-owner of like the office building that I'm in, and he's working on his children's book, so he's like booked out one of the meeting room, and
Yep.
he's in
So
there almost every day,
yeah,
which
wow.
is
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he's
amazing.
really nice
Yeah, well, last time we saw him, we was just at a pub and he was doing his South Melbourne dimmies. The one
at
in
the London.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. I was never going to get the name. I'm glad you knew it. And yeah, and he was grouse like straight away. Just said, "Oh yeah, do you have $1?" And he's just straight in. He's like, "Oh, you guys aren't from around here, are you?" No, we're not. How did you know? Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Matt, I've got a surprise for the viewers.
Ooh,
Viewers and the listeners. Obviously, this is an audio medium for some, but we have a very special guest coming on today. Should I just let they them in?
yes, they them should come in.
All right, let's see what they have to say for themselves. We'll just give them a bit of hush to get in the intro because it might actually take a bit of time for them to dial in. Always been a bit slow.
Hey.
Oh, well, what's going on here for the audio listeners?
My camera's on for me, but yeah, I am in.
He's not been listening, has he? He's
He
not
has
been
not
listening.
been listening.
Oh wow,
Sorry, guys.
that's a man who doesn't
Just
even
for
listen to his
those,
own podcast. Doesn't
the
even listen to
benefits
his
of
own
those
podcast.
with flash
Oh,
photography, we
oh,
have Braffley Wright dialing in all the way from the United Kingdom.
oh.
Welcome, Braff.
Do you
It's
want to?
been busy. Sorry, I listened to the first one, but yeah, I've you haven't made one last week, Robbo. So when it was just you, so I didn't listen to anything.
Do you want us to kick you out and you try it again and say your own name and we can
Yeah,
get
you were pretty
then?
renowned
We'll
for
just
your intros, and you
yeah
just really fucked that
yeah
last one
just
up.
Yeah,
chat
now
the
well,
bit.
my intros have been heavily commented on recently, so I've had to change everything, reassess my whole life at this point. So yeah, I've stripped it back, and I don't know. We'll see how we go from here.
Sounds like
I
you're
don't
back
like
next
UK
week.
Brad. He's changed. He's
Yeah
moving different.
yeah
I've heard.
yeah. He's
Oi,
got a bit of
governor.
Zoolander in him.
Any
Bit of
more
Bruce
like that, and it'll
Steele.
be your last.
It's crazy that we've, lost you to the UK, and from what I can see, Marty's back in Australia.
Yeah.
In. He's going to set his lineup every week, is he?
No, why would he?
I did say he's a great man. Surely we can link something up and ask to see how long he's here for.
Surely we can
Yeah,
sort
come on,
something.
Zax, make something happen.
Yep, do something. Do
He's
something.
your
Great
mate,
man.
or at least he is
Yeah.
you.
Well, no. Oh, yeah. Dave might not be able to come though. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I've
might be
never
busy that
seen
day.
I've never seen Josh and Batman in the same room. I guess it's the same sort of thing.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Oh, what tea we going here, Jay Stew?
I've got a lovely peppermint tea this evening.
Yummo.
You got to keep up the caffeine before. It's a late record for some. It's an early father's.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
All
Should we
right,
get?
should we kick into things?
Absolutely. Oh, bloody oath.
As per, let's start in the flash. And speaking of Marty, I think his matchup will come second to Droff. Oh, actually, no, let's just keep it nice and light. I think we've gotten to a good groove of just kind of touching on the interesting parts. Like some of it's not always interesting. Kind of
Mm.
looking at the league overview here, we had Sean defeating Droffer. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a nightmare with my mouse here.
Yeah, it's fun.
121 to 95. These late records,
Convincing.
remember, they're not good.
I know. Words and mouses, no
You
good.
guys forget that I am on a
No.
computer all day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
must admit, I'm
You
on the
two were up and
computer for
about
an
the last
hour.
time you did this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think we did it real early, didn't we?
It was
yeah, we
like
did.
4 o'clock
Last
or
time we did the
4:30 or
Super,
something.
phenomenal. Was actually probably the best we've ever done. Not
Yeah.
that Dad would have seen it.
Yeah, it actually
I
felt
watched that one.
electric.
I watched that
It was
one in
great.
between trying to plug in after getting through customs going to Greece. But yeah, I
All
tried.
right. Well, Strap moving to 5 and 3. Joff dropping down to 3 and 5. We also had Marty dropping another game to Sweepers, who had a massive week. There was a few
Can we
massive weeks on the radar here.
can we jump on the Skeepers bandwagon for a second and see what he did? Because that is huge from
So we're
Jalen
looking at
Is it
a score of
160? Is that what I'm saying?
160, 160
Yeah,
30, led by I think QB1 on the week, which was Jalen Hurts.
had to have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have had to be.
Uh,
3 tutties he ran in, so he didn't really do much in the air. He just ended up going, get on the tush
Yeah,
push.
let's
Okay.
count the tuds on the team. So we had, I
That's
assume this is
4.
one rushing touchdown for Hurts. So let's
No, it's
Mhm.
let's include
one
No,
that one.
passing.
that's 1 passing and 3
Oh,
rushing.
three rushing. So three rushing touchdowns, two to Josh Jacobs. That's
Yep.
five. We don't
Just
have
a
any for
big league.
Najee, but he had over, 120 all-purpose yards. None for Jalen Reed. Two touchdowns for CD Lamb, so that's seven. One for Sam Laporta, who looks back from
8.
the dead, so that's eight.
Yeah.
We
And
had two
Mason looks
touchdowns for
10.
Ramondre. That's
Yeah.
10 and a 2-point conversion, just for good measure. No, no,
10.2.
And
and no
daddies.
tutties for the defense. Just in case you were wondering, but they still had a tutty score of 9.
Mm.
Huge.
That's
Yeah,
massive,
very nice.
massive.
Very nice.
That is monstrous.
Let's move through another a close one, or close-ish compared to the other ones in the league
Compared to the
with
other ones.
Dougal and Riz. Dougal getting over the line with 104. Riz just continuing to suffer. 1-7 on the year, scoring 97 for this round. Really not
Honestly,
much to talk about.
he would have been spilling. The only thing to really talk about is the QBs. But
Mm.
he's got him everywhere else apart from the QBs, and you sit there and you go, "Fucking hell!"
And also, like,
Um,
how much of Dougal winning was a Hail Mary fucking 50-yard touchdown
oh
from
yeah,
Jaden
true.
Daniels.
Yeah, true. Oh, forgot
Like,
about that.
that's
That would have
Um,
been
7 points plus two
what?
points, right? Like
Yeah.
9 points.
imagine being that Chicago bloke that's bloody Taunton, then he's had to
Oh man,
apologize,
that's
and like
fucking
you
sick.
Luck him.
idiot, you idiot.
I reckon that's awesome.
Luck him.
Oh, best thing ever.
But like if he batted that ball down instead of up, like that would have been probably one of the all-time best sports clips you could think of.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. But when
Yeah.
it fucks up, it blows up in your face real
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah. So that's probably Riz. I don't know if Riz is watching these, but that's probably the difference.
Beer frizz.
It actually is the difference.
Robert, you had a big week. Well, by your standards, you had a big week. Not big
Massively.
enough. Not big enough
Massive.
to beat Kelly. Kelly with 136 and you
Hey,
with 126.
Isn't
when we
that
were,
is that
when,
2 weeks in a row, Robbo?
yep, absolutely. The good thing is it's like, when we were playing at Montrose Brathley, we didn't really get many wins, but we got close and we
Yeah.
celebrated like it was a win. That's our boys.
Great
That
energies.
is our boys.
Great
Our
energies.
culture is up. Is up. We are feeling good about ourselves. We're talking to each other. We're high fiving. It's like we've just won a granny. We didn't even win.
Yeah. Points are
Yeah.
coming.
Points are coming. I feel like I'm coming
Where
in.
did where did Kelly go big? So she had a big game from, well, a decent game from Carla Murray with 24.
Keep
Um,
going down. Keep going down.
and
And there
James
is
Cook just looking
Oh,
the goods,
Jimmy.
just
yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
He's sitting on a score of 25. He had two touchdowns. Uh, what is that? 133 all-purpose yards.
yep,
Pretty incredible.
yep. 17 carries. It was
Big
raining.
day.
It was shit. So they just kept feeding him the ball.
Yeah.
It was the perfect
Big day.
storm for him.
And then a defensive touchdown for Detroit, who just looked all over Tennessee. Just
Yeah,
on a
took the
bit of
piss.
football chat, did you see like the halftime thing that Detroit had? What, like, I think it was like something like sub 20 passing yards to halftime, and the Titans had like 170 something. But Detroit
Gonna
were up
lose
30 to like 0.
Still up.
It's wild.
And
We love football. We
is
love
that
it.
not the most Titans thing to do? Like the only person who can
Yeah.
do better at that's the Jets.
Yeah.
No, let's not talk about the Jets.
Listen,
And then rounding out the flash, we had Jack beating Billy. Probably won't dive into that one too
which is
much.
which is a massive win for Jack though. That brings him back up. Like he wasn't looking great to begin with, and he would have won what his last five that he's won. He would have won probably over the last 7 weeks. I think he was
Yeah.
Yeah,
looking
he's been
good.
in pretty hot form. Like
So
maybe let's check in on Jack's team. So for this round, he fielded Jared Goff. He had Tony Pollard, who's kind of popping a little bit at the moment. Joe Mixon, who's looked awesome.
what's he on the year?
Unreal.
What's he on the year?
Let's
I
have
think
a
he's
Like,
look.
11.
I was about to say because how many weeks has he missed as well? He missed what, three
Yeah. So
weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
He's off, and there was one where he obviously got injured, so it was 3.5 weeks, and then he's popped off ever
Yeah.
since.
So every week that he's like
Second
played,
in points per game.
he's
20 points,
scored
yeah.
over 19 points.
Wow.
Woofed.
Unreal.
Jamar Chase also looking the goods. Yeah. Kyle Pitts,
Yeah,
happy
Yeah.
national. Sorry,
Massive.
huge.
sorry guys. I should open this by saying happy National Tight Ends Day to those who
Happy National
celebrate.
Times Day.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
Kyle
didn't
Pitts
play too, didn't they? The tight
popping.
ends.
They played unreal, all of them.
They should
Turns
do
out.
that. They should do that every week.
Did you see the big tight end multi one bloke hit?
Yeah.
I've seen a clip going around. He put $65 on it for all these tight ends, and he hit, and it popped off
Yep.
for like 50 something grand.
Yeah. Huge.
Fuck
We love
man.
that. We love that. That's good for everyone. Where am I putting on $65 for a bet like that though?
Yeah, that's must be
Like,
a cure in like just
Yeah, show me
leftover
the
money.
ones that
I
have
don't know.
lost. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's actually still down.
Let's check in on the standings
Somehow.
here. So Kelly's back on top. I think there was a few weeks where maybe she would flux to second, but she's
Yeah,
Yeah, Billy was up there.
Billy was on top.
so 6-2 to Kelly. She's back with the most points for, sitting at 926.75, which I think is the most out of both leagues, quite comfortably, I think.
Plan might have her, I think.
Yeah, maybe now.
Oh, let's have a
The-
look.
On 60.
Then Dougal
I think he's
coming
on
in
like
second,
930.
also with 6-2. Michael Billy Middlemast and Strapper in the top four. They're both on 5-3, as well
Yeah,
as Sweepers, Jack. And then from there it's Marty on 3-5, Druffer on 3-5, and yourself, Robbo, and Riz
yeah.
on
We
one
do
and
have to
seven.
remember in the flash there is a little bit of difference. Obviously, it's not top four. Top obviously goes straight through. Second to fifth
Mm.
Ooh.
make finals. Remember, so sixth is the only spot where you are sitting pretty and don't have to even think about anything after the
Would you
regular.
call it pretty? You're still in the twos.
No,
Hitting
I'd call it pretty from where I am.
mediocrely.
I'd call it very pretty from where I am.
Yes.
Yeah, if you can get to sixth,
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I'll give you a prize if you can get to sixth.
Yes, me and Jason were swapping sides. I'm back
Yeah.
in the top div. You're
I
guilty.
didn't say that.
I did.
I heard it. Witness.
You're guilty.
It'll be so funny when I win and then I
Yeah,
get demoted.
you get to know that. Imagine that.
And then still have to plan draft being last.
Yeah, and first plan draft. Spill it.
All right, let's flip over to the Mams League. We can probably start. Let's start at the top, I think, just with my
This
matchup
was
and Clem.
Mate, oh my
This,
God.
So this played out and through a couple
I
group
forget.
chats. Obviously, it went all the way to the final game, which Clem fielded George Pickens, obviously of Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh D against the New York Giants. I sent
Oh
early
boy.
in the
even the
morning.
Jets, by the way.
I sent a message to our chat being like, "Oh, I'm up by 25, and I'm actually pretty nervous because Pittsburgh D against the
Mm.
Giants, like that's what I'm more worried about. Like George Pickens, obviously to use an old quote of mine, he could be anything. Turns out he could have two touchdowns wiped off the board,
Oh,
and
mate.
and Clem
Devastating.
was actually, disadvantaged by the fact his defense got an interception and fucking I don't know. It was pretty. I was sweating on this because all it took was, thankfully Pittsburgh were up, so they weren't really going to throw the ball. So, but like they forced a fumble and recovered a fumble in the last quarter, and then they did an interception. When that punt was also returned for a touchdown, I was like, I am fucked
Yes.
here. I was just like fist pumping New York Giants field goals, like no tomorrow, being like, it's points on the board. That's all I need.
The only thing that ended up saving you, wasn't it? Really?
Genuinely,
Yeah.
I was looking at them like I think like at the end of the first half, it might have been something like 12 all just from fucking field goals. Um,
Wow.
but yeah. I don't know. It's Pittsburgh are crazy. Like that's the first time I think I've watched them in detail. But like Russ actually looks really good. Like
Does look good. Quicker
They're
offense
six and
too.
two.
yeah,
Quicker
they're
off.
6-2, and like he's 2-0 as well.
Yeah.
Like
Well, Justin Fields was
Mm,
pretty stiff as well, to be honest.
yeah, well, I think he won the first two
yeah,
games and then lost two. Isn't that isn't
he
that
was
what it
3 and
is?
0.
He was, yeah,
Yeah, and
they
then
were
lost
3-0
two.
and then yeah.
That had that awesome shot of them both on the sidelines. It looks like they both genuinely like each other, which is kind of cool. Like it's actually kind of cool to see that like I think Mike Tomlin was quoted saying that like we're not trying to win in season, we're trying to win the fucking playoffs. Like that's why Russ is coming in. Because we, see it better. And hey, they've won 2-0. I don't know who they play next week, but it'll be be interesting to see how that develops.
Mate, they're
Yeah,
relevant again, aren't they? They're not just mid-tier anymore. They're relevant. They've got a
No,
functional
yeah,
offense.
for sure. Um,
you'd be pretty
uh,
happy, Josh, looking at the potential upsides on your team with the Houston receiver and Lamar only getting better and better.
Mm,
yeah, obviously
Houston receiver.
Baltimore's matchups get a bit tougher from here on out, but I think they've got one green game against maybe Cincinnati, but yeah, obviously Tank Dell's the only man left standing for Houston. Cup's back.
Mm,
He was kind of like, I think I said on the Friday in our chat that I was pretty happy that he matched Jefferson, even though Jefferson had 115 yards. Like Cup was saved
for
by a
sure.
touchdown in 51. Yeah, plenty of upside. Obviously, Brees is not playing like a round one pick at the moment, just because that Jets offense, like
What
they
round one pick is he?
didn't throw a single screen pass to him, which is kind of like where he makes the most of his yardage, like on receptions, which was kind of annoying. But yeah, I've like, it's looking good. I can say that.
Poor Clem. He hasn't been
Must be
anywhere
pretty
near
uptight.
it either. He hasn't been anywhere near it the last couple of weeks because obviously me and him have
Nah,
been talking to each other about how shit both of our sides are. And yeah, I didn't even send him a message because I was just rooting for him, being like, oh, he's finally a chance. He
Yeah.
could be in for it. I don't want to say anything. Sounds like it. I probably should have said something because
It's
yeah,
pretty tough for Clem as well. Like I've checked in on his points for, and obviously I think he had that big boom week one, right, where he scored 170. But he's like, I think he's like top five points scored for this league at least, and he's sitting second last.
yeah, that's stiff.
Very
it's so
stiff.
stiff.
Yeah,
Let's keep moving.
Brutal game.
We had Zach's team beating Foot Brushes. That's 101 to 76. Zach's moving to 5-3. And maybe dethroning. No, not quite dethroning
Nah,
Foot
still
Brush on the ladder, but that was a pretty important matchup. Probably one that Zax is probably happy to take out. We also had the O'Keefe Bowl going on, and I was recently informed that Tick had won his first one in a while. I was under
mm,
the impression that Tick was the hot form O'Keefe Bowl, and I tipped him the last time we did this. But yeah, Tom going down 100 to 125 there. Probably
convincing.
also probably
very
also benefited from the upswing in the Pittsburgh as well. Obviously, Tick very heavy
Yeah,
on with the kicker getting 14, like that's massive, and Najee Harris on 13 as well.
massive. Kicker has been the revelation for fantasy.
hasn't
DeAndre
it?
Swift
Get
back
rid of tight
back from
end.
the dead as well.
It was a bullshit
Yes.
play. I don't know if you saw his scored his touchdown as well. It was
I
such a
don't
breakout play, but hey, points are all the same.
yeah, I don't watch 15 to 18 point games.
It only gets harder
I go back and
from
watch them.
here. Obviously, he's lost Steph
Hey,
Diggs
what?
for the year. He's got no
Yeah,
wide receiver depth at all. His side actually sucks. Like I don't know if you've looked at it, but it
yeah, it's
fucking
cooked. It's
stinks.
cooked.
But he's got
Well, it doesn't
Derrick
help
Henry,
me.
who's the top scoring player in the year. So that's
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
yeah, it's
Let's
big.
move in. Brad, you had a pretty big win against Pat. Do you want to just give us a brief overview of it?
Yeah, yeah, massive, massive week. Obviously, nearly putting up the 150. You went through the touchdowns on, I forget who other team in the flash, but I kind of had the same sort of thing here. Either everyone getting 100 plus yards or scoring at a tutty, which is, perfect recipe for a big score. And
Or doing
I think it
both.
was kind of just, yeah, even just made even more sweeter with that Jada Daniels Hail Mary. I think that was the last game on the main day. So yeah, very happy with the boys this week. Only one person didn't get double digits, so we love that.
Do you reckon he's going to get double digits?
Next week, I don't care if he does, if he gets double digits next week.
Because he's on Tom's team. But yeah, let's get him out just because there's a few interesting things here. Jaden Daniels, I assume that's one throw. That's only one thrown
Yeah,
touchdown.
the Hail Mary.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure,
Mixo
Hammer.
with one, Kamara with 100 and what 12 all-purpose yards,
Ain't
113.
bad.
Marv with one, so I guess that brings you to two. Kelsey again back from the dead, 90 yards, one touchdown.
Yep, and a
We had
fumble.
Demont throwing a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
this is
yeah, tight
phenomenal.
spiral too.
And
Yeah,
carrying one as well. Like that's pretty
yeah,
exciting. Like not much usage on the day. Obviously, like they just ran over the
Yeah, they
Titans there.
dominated.
So that's pretty happy. And then the other one is he also had a defensive touchdown, which is pretty exciting.
Yes, huge
All
day for the
right.
Lions.
Last one. We've got Hayden with the round high score of 165 versus Kobe. Just because we've done it again, I think I did this like on my own time, just counting out Hayden's score. He had Hertz rushing for three. He had Bijan for one, so that's four. He also had Josh Jacobs, so that's six. AJ Brown, big day, no tutties. Brian Thomas, so that with one, so that's seven. Mark Andrews with one, that's eight. James Cook with two, that's 10. CD with two, that's 12.
It's stupid.
And then he had
12 tutties.
one in his bench
and then he had
from
a chance sitting on his
experiment.
bench too.
Yeah, it's a
Pretty awesome.
all-time pop week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that is honestly why you play fantasy, isn't it? For a week like that.
Especially to bust up on the team that's coming last.
You mean the
Yeah.
team that's going down to the Flash?
Yes, yes. Let's take a look at the standings. So it's got me pushing to two games clear, which is kind of interesting.
Oof.
Obviously, we had Footbrush. Footbrush was keeping pace with me for a little bit there, but he lost to Zax this week. So we've got Hayden in second, leading Footbrush and Zax. All three are on 5 and 3. Brad, you're sitting fifth with 4 and 4, followed by Tom. Tick is 3 and 5 with Pat, and then Clem ninth with 2 and 6. Kobe 10th with 2 and 6 as well.
How good's that from Tick getting off the ladder after 0-5? He's now, in a chance to
Oh,
maybe push the
yeah,
playoffs, but definitely avoid the bottom.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely
that's
avoid the
huge.
bottom. Very interesting to see what he does just with these wide receiver stocks completely
Yeah.
depleted. All
You're gonna have to do something.
right, let's do we want to do team of the week? We haven't done it in fucking
Haven't done it
forever.
for a while. We can move off that.
All right, let's jump into next week then, and we'll start pulling some tips together for the Flash.
Yeah, I like this.
Mm.
So we're pulling together. This is obviously a Wednesday record, so we might have a little bit of a better projection. We're starting with the two new men in the league. We've got Sweepers, Wheelsy, and Dropper. Obviously, those are two people, not three. One just has two nicknames.
Well,
What do you see here, Matt? Do you want to take us through it?
well, how do you go against a bloke who's just gone and ripped out, what was it, 11 or 12 tutties? Like, his team's absolutely dominated. You've got Jalen Hurts against Jacksonville. You like that. You got Josh Jacobs against Detroit. You think Detroit, obviously, it's going to have to be a high scoring game if Green Bay are to win. So you like that as well. Matto, I don't really have much of a discussion. I don't really care. Like
Yeah.
CD Lamb, love that. So yeah, I'm really liking what Skeepers has. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty phenomenal, to be honest.
For a pretty stiff bye week for Sweepers, he's got Meso, Najee, and Pickens on bye, fielding a pretty decent team outside of that. Obviously the pod is on record for not liking Matto, but he's against that soft belly Cincinnati D. So, he can probably get some usage there.
Probably going to
Um,
be
Mm.
serviceable, so you like that. Yeah, you look at the other side of it. Obviously, you hope James Conner can do something against Chicago, and Amon Ra can obviously get back to where he was at his best, and that was actually when he was probably the most injured, which was last year when he was playing through shit. So you hope those two get back. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Chuba, but obviously with Bryce
Chuba is
back,
playing pretty well,
he
isn't
played
he?
well, but it's still scary with Bryce being back. Um,
Yeah.
so
So
I'm very
just
worried.
Yeah,
Just
I
pulled
know. Like,
Chuba up. He's running 15th RB, but yeah, again, like his big boom weeks were well, boomish weeks or strong weeks were when
boom for
Bryce
a
was out.
Carolina, boom for a
And
Carolina running back. Let's be honest.
yeah, and we know that he's
You were
back.
interested in him in Josh, were you?
No, I think they talked about it on a podcast I was listening to. That's why I know so much
No,
That's
about
what
it.
they all say.
you
That's
got
what.
the
Oh,
star
do
next to
I?
his name.
That's probably from
Yeah.
last year where I had him.
Ah,
Anyway,
I'm not
yeah,
even
I'm
in
very
this.
worried about
I'm not
him.
even in this league, so I don't know why I would have a star next to him.
that's what always seems to happen.
Hey, you
I think
show
they pulled
up.
the pin,
I think they
Carolina.
go.
Yeah.
I think they actually go through both comps. To be honest, you watched and I'm
Yeah.
watched. Mm. Anyway,
I don't know why I feel so exposed by this. I'm not.
Leaked,
It's
exposed,
you know what you know
exposed.
what this feels? It feels like you told me I like a girl in primary school, and I'm like, no, I don't. I just know everything about her.
no, we were just holding hands.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, for me, I'm looking at this and I think I do this a lot, but I'm picking Joffa just because he's got a lot of players that I do.
that's fair. I'm picking
Okay, good.
Skeeters.
I'm gonna go wheels as well.
Mm,
All right,
with
let's
the
get
ball.
into the next one. Oh, Brad, you can't see
Got
the
those
screen,
from
can you?
Marty.
Because you're in your mobile.
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Oh, what
I
do you want
can't
to take us
see
through
the
this
other
then?
screen. I see the sleeper screen. We've got Marty up against the experience here, Mr. Robbo himself.
That
Geez, I
this
think
one.
he's going to be feeling a whole lot better with Miami looking as good as they did, especially with the two main beneficiaries of Tua being back,
It's
like
crazy.
Tyreek and
That's probably something worth talking
Devon.
about, like how they just kind of flicked the switch now that Tua's back.
Oh, that's
That
because
simple.
quarterback. It's because the other bloke sucks. The other blokes suck.
Blokes, yeah. Where was it? Skylar Thompson and who was the other guy?
And was it DTR
Snoop,
or something?
Snoop Huntley.
Ah, it was too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They both were just
They
shit.
should have never got rid of Mike White.
Nah,
Nah,
you're right.
the goat.
You're right.
Yeah, look, it doesn't look good for Marty. He might not know that Stephon Diggs is now Stephon dug a hole in the ground.
That was
Jeez,
terrible.
it, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. He's on his bench, not much. So
No.
I'll be tipping Robbo on this one, even with no defense as of yet.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't think I'm
well
gonna. I don't think I'm gonna play defense because I don't think Marty will change his. So I think I just
uh,
play heavy play.
yeah, I got you too, Robbo. Fuck,
Yeah,
that
same here.
sucks.
Same here. God, it's good to have the pod mows. Yes.
Uh, triples is best. All right, now we've got the bye. Riz taking off Billy. It
Who's in
looks
his
like
quarterback? Who's he picked up? Matty Staff.
staff,
Zay,
staff man.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've
who's back?
got
Who's fully back?
Yeah,
who's
he's
yeah,
good.
he's got his boys back, so that's quite exciting. And who will play in the receiver spot? It'll probably be Key. Oh, it'll probably be Cedric Tillman, right? Like
Yeah, Tillman for
Probably.
sure.
Probably.
he boomed last week real hard. Fuck. Riz, do you reckon it gets any better for Riz? Do you reckon C-Max back next week after the bye
I
I think
do
he
at
is.
a limited capacity.
I think
on
he
a
did.
snap
I think
count?
he is. He'll be like what
Yeah.
Chubb was.
Chuba
I reckon
Hubbard,
he
you
plays
mean
more than
my
half.
boyfriend?
No.
No, I don't like her.
I don't reckon
Guys,
he plays more than
stop.
half the snaps, but he doesn't need many to do great things.
Yeah.
No.
I think he still becomes serviceable, so I think you still play him and I think you still do what you do. So yeah. I am gonna pick Riz though. I'm gonna double up.
I reckon we
Mm,
pick Riz this week too. I just want to see it happen.
mm. I'd love to see
Um,
me and Riz make things happen for the Flash to just provide some carnage.
can you just have a look at Derrick Henry's sort of profile in the year for me, Josh? Because I kind of was looking before, anytime he's played
This bloke's
a kind
unwatched.
of good-ish team, he hasn't popped off that hard. Like KC at the start, obviously first game you let that wash,
Yeah.
but Cleveland known for their defense, and they kind of kept him. That low snap rate that he doesn't get like the 70s to 80s, where he's not on the field all the time and not catching receptions. That's the downfall when you play a good defense. But on the mobile, it obviously shows you the greens and the reds, whatever. His schedule gets a lot harder based on defenses played this
Yeah.
year from here on out. So
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah,
interesting to
so
see how he
I think we
goes.
touched on it talking about Lamar, but like Denver tough, Pittsburgh tough, the Chargers are tough, Philly's tough.
The bowl.
Giants actually aren't that bad on D. Then they play Pittsburgh again, Houston again, Cleveland again. So it's a
Yeah,
relatively
it's
tough
much
runner's
harder.
schedule um for
Yeah.
Baltimore. But at the same time, like the only thing I would count it is like Buffalo, pretty good defense as well, and he went for 31 on that point.
Yeah,
So he can do it, but yeah, like we probably won't expect him to continue maybe this tutty run that he's had since the start of the year.
There've been some
yeah,
like,
hasn't he scored in every game, hasn't he?
yep.
Yeah,
Apart
because
from one.
well, this was a tutty
Yeah.
reception.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
true.
every game.
Yeah,
um,
it's huge, isn't it?
are
Mm.
you gonna say
He's
are
massive.
you
Look,
backing in Bill, Brad?
yeah, I'm backing him, Bill. Matty Staff all the way back against the Seattle. We know those offenses love to run it up, so I'm tipping Kenneth to get involved as well in that one. I'll give me Bill.
But now we've got bringing up Kelly and Jack on a bit of a hot form as well. Let's just take a scroll through the lineups and just make sure that this is all fully set because it is projecting Kelly with 107 and Jack with 98.
Yeah,
But we
right.
know what we
I
think
don't
about
mind Jack's team.
projections.
I quite like Jack's team too.
Mm,
Yeah, bit of an issue
I like
having Gary Wilson play on the Friday.
yes.
That's the only thing that really sucks. How far's Pacheco off? You'd have to
Probably a
be
couple
close.
still, I reckon.
You'd
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
be.
he was
It'd have
coming
to be
back
only
this
two, wouldn't it?
month. 6 to 8
They start
weeks
getting
from a month
projections.
ago.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go. Projections for next week. So week 10 is a maybe. So
Yep.
maybe 2 more weeks at the max, you'd reckon,
Yep.
Is that how it works? I
including
didn't know
obviously
that.
week now. That's when like they've kind of projected him to come back. That's what, 6 weeks? Is it
Yeah.
from or 7 weeks. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he's been pretty handy on the waiver. So you got Josh Downs with the news that Joe Flacco is now the Colts
Willard and
quarterback.
Dylan.
That's that's good. That's good. Paying attention there, Willis.
Yep.
And yeah, he's looking real healthy. Really good starters in just about every position.
And is
And
Pitts
then
back?
on
Do you
Kelly,
reckon Pitts is back? Coming off 2 touchdowns and
The
one that
oh
game's
was
well,
Dallas, so why
it's,
wouldn't you think
it's,
you're a chance?
one that probably wasn't a
it's
touchdown, but
already
they got it anyway.
it's already his best like year touchdown wise. So just keep playing him. You're not gonna back any other tight end with much conviction over him.
Might as well, yeah, hold on to him. Keep doing his
Yeah,
thing. I
his
like the way over Jack.
receiving and I mean all the way to obviously we talked about Mixo before, but like his receiving stocks are so good. Like Terry McLaurin also having a great year with Jane Daniels. Josh
Yep.
Downs is probably like the only question mark, but again, like you touched on, Brad, Joe Flacco's
Nice.
coming back, so that could be really strong. On the other side of the ledger, we've also got James Cook, who is also playing really fucking well. So
Yeah.
um, this is probably a bit more of a coin flip than Sleeper kind of tells us it is. But for me, I'm gonna
I'm,
back in Jack. Just
so am
I feel
I.
like the good vibes are there.
So am I.
Oof. All right, I'll zag for the point of difference, and I'll take the top of the ladder, Kelly, I guess.
Jeez, that's got to be tough picking that. Ooh.
Uh,
You're a big man, Brad.
Yeah, jeez.
yeah, I know. You've always made the decision for me, so I was
Yep.
cornered.
Yeah.
Last matchup we have for the Flash division, we've got Dougal taking on Strap. Dougal coming in at 111 for projections, and then Strap for 104. Taking a quick scroll, let's see who has any San Fran players. Who else is on bye? That's it, right?
Yep.
Georgie.
Yeah. So, Strap's done well to bring in tight end K Dotton off the
Hey, yeah,
waivers.
very, very good. He dropped Mr. Mahomes for him, as you can see just there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's got Lamar. He's fine.
Yeah.
Why did he have Lamar and Mahomes?
Bye week, maybe?
No, the Ravens
I
don't have their
think he
bye
picked
until
up
week
Mahomes.
13.
He picked up Mahomes last week, or like he hasn't had him long.
Yeah, okay.
Just for the
He's a
vibes.
Kansas City boy. He just wanted to see it, yeah. And he got his best game out of him, so that was good.
On the
Did he
bench.
play him over Lamar? That's crazy.
I don't know if he did, but it was
Maybe.
Mahomes'
Oh,
best game of the year, like
Oh.
20 points or something.
Yeah, the first time he threw a touchdown reception in 3 weeks, I think was this week.
yeah. Something
Which
crazy.
is nuts.
They're just doing
Started
it with
what?
the run.
This started his career with 50, and now we're excited if he throws one. Just
Yeah, mate, and they're undefeated. Like,
stupid.
we say it as if it's derogatory, but the team keeps fucking winning.
Yeah,
Well, there's some
doesn't really make it make
dubious,
sense.
dubious things
uh,
that gets involved in a bit of gambling
yeah.
play.
Yeah,
All right. So what are we looking at? What do you reckon? What's the point of difference here that we can kind of bring up?
Puka back.
QB's Bosch.
Puka freaking back, that's for sure. I don't like
Yeah,
Jalen Waddle. I've
yeah.
got to say that. Like he didn't pop last week, even though Tua's back.
But neither did Tyreek though. Like in saying that, they sort of just went to their backs really. So
Do you
I saw
keep
the play where
playing
Tyreek
Jalen?
got tackled like on the one, so that would have obviously helped his week.
yeah, I'd
Mm,
be playing Tank Dell as your or T Higgins.
mm.
But
If
Yeah,
T
Tank Dell
Higgins
for
is back
sure.
this week,
hey,
Tank Dell for sure.
yeah, I'm hearing he's their only one. Why wouldn't you be going? All right, get him in. He keeps trying to get rid of him anyway, so clearly he doesn't really like him.
I was gonna say it
Mm.
feels like Dougal's gonna package up some of these receivers.
Yeah,
Yeah, can only play four.
Yeah, looking at this, I like Strap's team. I probably zagged a little bit too much on this. I might have to take Dougal.
I'll go Strap. I like Lamar. Lamar, we haven't talked about it, but Ravens trading for Deontay Johnson, another handy addition for them, kind of solidifying a main sort
mm.
of separator at receiver other than Zay Flowers. Anytime you get more skilled defensive players, it's a good thing for the quarterback, and Lamar's killing it this year already. So
Do you
yeah, I
reckon they
like I
saw
like
that one
Sean on
play where
this.
Lamar hit him literally in the helmet and he couldn't
Yeah,
catch the ball?
yeah.
Maybe. I'll pick. I'll pick Doug. I'll pick the Doug, the coward himself.
The great man.
Yep.
All right, let's jump over to the Mams
Oh,
and take
you
a
were there,
look.
Josh. You were there.
Jeez. Ooh. And we're gonna go straight
Spaden.
into it. We're gonna go straight. Oh, we're gonna go
Yeah,
straight to this
let's do
matchup.
me. Let's do
Oh,
me first. It's
Rip it,
not
rip it
fun to
off.
talk about the guy on
he
top.
clearly thinks he's got an easy win.
No, I don't think I've got an easy win. I don't know if you've ever listened to this podcast, but I like barely back my team in each week.
Uh,
The softest 7-1 you'll ever see.
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, talk us through it,
You
Judge
could
Jude.
you could make an argument that I reckon my team is the softest 7-1.
We could package
I like
something
literally
up.
survived off fucking Lamar Jackson and Kiami Fairbairn.
Yeah, for 6 weeks. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So talk
Um,
to us.
my team, Lamar against Denver. I think that'll be pretty good. Like obviously Lamar's floor is pretty high, just in terms of like if he's not running.
Yeah,
Sorry, if the weather's bad, like the little icon's telling me he's running, which is great. James Conner's had a few down weeks. I think he was saved by like just running over somebody to get into the end zone towards the end of that game last week.
Push truck,
Um,
didn't he?
Brees Hall, the offense has been bad at the Jets for, they've lost the last 5 games despite firing their coach and changing the play
ridiculous.
caller. Cooper Cup ramping up. I hope for a better week this week. Tank Dell the only option on Houston. Kate Otten, fucking, I think he's tight end 3 on the year.
Wheels all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's stonks if you ask me. Brian Robinson as well as stonks. Like people would have thought that Jane Daniels is taking those kind of goal line carries. But yeah, really, B Rob is looking really good. Amari Cooper down week
Yeah,
last week. Hope that bounces back into a pretty solid, a great kicker, especially on a Friday. Like just
Yeah.
Friday games are usually trash, so a few field goals to
kick
be
is fine
had.
for a Friday, though.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Debo on bye, just in case you're wondering. Over on the Pat side, Kyler, Chicago defense kind of lacking. Jonathan Taylor, just like I just do not watch the Colts. Like I don't think I've seen a single
He's
snap
still
of
good.
Colts football.
He's
What do
still
you think
good.
about them benching Richo?
I don't think like obviously we knew coming into like he had played very little football before he got
Played
drafted.
something
So
what
I
like
think it's
10
just
games across how
yeah,
many
across
seasons?
high school and college. But yeah, he's just got no experience. So I think it's good for him to sit behind somebody. If he's going to develop into somebody, it's going to take time. Um, Flacco, we know, is the consummate professional, so it'd be fun to watch him.
Yeah. Do you know that Richo's 2 years younger than Jane Daniels and 2 years younger than Bo
Yeah,
Nix?
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow. That is phenomenal. That is
Yeah.
unreal. But he does need to learn that when he's tired, come up with a fake injury.
Yeah. Just
that's
lie,
so
bro.
bad, so
That's terrible.
so bad.
Or
Say you're
you,
cramping.
yeah, yep. Say something. Say you got knocked in the ribs or something like that, and you're
Yeah.
short-winded. Like say something. I couldn't
No.
breathe, or you
Yeah.
know, oh, anything.
Then
So
there's
bad.
not too much else. Kyron Williams having a great year. Devontae, like maybe that, if I'm unlucky, this will be the week that he finds his mojo back with Rodgers. Not too much else to talk about. Like we hate Madison, we hate Waddle.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
DK.
don't.
Like
I think
DJ,
he was
wouldn't
injured,
it?
but he's also got downs as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
You'd
there's
be picking.
positives on the bench, but just got to see.
I still don't think. I don't know. I don't trust Josh Downs. Like I just feel like that's such a. I know Flacco throws a lot. I
Yeah,
just
look at
don't like the
him in the two
Colts,
games he's played with Flacco. Like he's got
I'd
like
say,
heaps of
yeah,
targets and
which would have been what
the game with
so
heaps of targets.
12 probably,
yeah, 12 and
12 and
9,
9
9, 12
probably.
and 9, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
these
loves
three.
him.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
I've got me. Obviously, what do you guys reckon?
Yeah,
have you
look, Josh, you've obviously done something to keep these wins piling up, so I'm going to jump on the wagon and interview as well.
yeah, I'll zag. I'll take Patrick.
All right, let's jump in the next one, which we've got Footbrush and Clem. This will be a fun one, I think. Two brothers.
Yeah, yeah. Look, we spoke about our worries on Tuba, but if you have a look at Luke's team, his running backs kind of this week and on are very, very scary.
Oh, it's
Tuba with Carolina's offense seems to be giving up trading their best receiver. He's gone, and then their rookie looks to get activated pretty soon. Brooks, I think it is. Yeah. His other running
Yeah,
backs
Jonathan
like Jordan
Brooks. Yeah,
Mason, Jordan Mason on bye, and C-Mac coming back. Um, Bucky Irving, it's split now with Richard because they need receivers, and he's the better pass catcher. It's
it's a
looking shaky
three,
for
isn't
your boy.
it? Like
yeah, it is
three
all
in Tampa
three.
Bay.
Yeah,
It is all three.
Yeah.
Yep, and I've got
Tucker as
fucking
well. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's dicey. It's dicey for him. He's got 5 top 10 receivers though, which is crazy.
Yeah,
And
he's got to package two of them up and go get a bloody just go get a
get a
gun
running
running
back.
back. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the way you do it, wouldn't
yeah.
it?
I would agree. I
Anyway,
would
I'm
agree.
picking Clem. I'm going straight to Clem. I like his team more.
Tip, you backing it?
Backing it in.
so yeah, what do you like more?
Well, I like Luke's less.
Defo.
Than
Yeah,
Clem's.
I like these wide receivers, but like as Brad kind of touched on, the wide receivers on this side have arguably been just as good.
Yeah,
Um, well,
Raheem's
didn't,
good as well. He's back with two
yeah.
tutties last week. He's hanging
And
out for
then
Nico to be back.
Yeah.
that he's got no defense as well. I got
As
Footbrush.
of
I
yet,
just reckon Footbrush is going to keep it rolling.
yeah. He's picked up Mahomes because with the injury to question to Jordan Love over last week. We just talked about Mahomes how he hasn't been all that good for fantasy.
Would not have picked that would have ever happened, right? Picking Mahomes up off the
Nah,
it just
nah, and not being excited about it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
being like, God damn
Be like, damn, I wish I had staff.
it.
Yeah, and
Literally.
then look, Clem's got probably the main recipient Kareem Hunt there, so it could be a big Kareem day. Um,
Mm.
Look, I'll take Clem, I reckon. Really backing this in. One, it'll help me on the ladder if I can get a win up. But yeah, Clem,
Sometimes
real
that's
big energies
pretty
here.
important. You got to tip with your heart.
Yeah. Other times it's not as important as well.
You don't need to go into this next one.
Yeah, we got Hayden and Tom.
Yeah, we're picking Clem.
Do you want to
Just
talk
move
us through
on.
your trade, maybe, Brad?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. I pretty much just sent him a screenshot and I went big offer, and he said, "Fuck,
Yep.
what about Marv?" And I went, yeah, I can still do that, and that's how it happened.
Sick. So what you
So
sent
I had
Marv?
a instead of a Larve, I had a Larve instead there first. But yeah, the Demont Marv and Nick Chubb for the big fella Saquon.
Shake one. Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
Hayden.
Same with
massive,
Hayden.
massive all-in move, and yeah, it should feel good knowing that Flynn was trying to get him, and now he never will.
Yep, I like it. Can I? We also move past this next one too. We're picking Brad.
Yeah,
Andy
Kobe's not
Troutman.
going to win.
Just like a real
Yeah,
who's that?
he saw one good
Adam.
game. I
Not
think
even
because he's up
Andy.
on the
It's Adam.
Adam. I think because he saw him on the trending page and he was up,
Must have.
not realizing that trending page doesn't put people on who are already rostered, like Sam Laporta and Jake Ferguson, who are on the waiver wire still.
Fuck,
Yep.
really?
Um,
Sam
I would have
Laporta on
picked
the
either one of
waiver
them
is
up.
crazy. Hey, he was like a round four pick.
Yeah, yeah, he was. I remember he was there. I got him, and then he has done like just nowhere near what he should have been
He
doing
might be
compared to
good this
last
week with
year.
Williams suspended because Williams took all his targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I actually did see Kobe pick this guy up in the waivers, and I opened Kobe's team because I was like, oh, maybe I can send TJ Hawkinson to Kobe, and I was like, oh, he's got Kittle on his bench. Yeah, fair enough. I got Brad.
Yep.
Yeah,
So move on.
If
take the
anybody wants a tight
Braffamations.
end, let me know. I got two, please. I'll tidy up the roster.
The Porter's on
I was
waivers
about to
though,
say,
eh?
are we still talking fantasy here, or someone else's fantasy?
Oh,
No, we're not talking about Chuba anymore. We got Zax and Tick rounding out the matchups here in the Mams. What do you guys see here? Anything of interest as we hit almost 10 p.m.
I'm gonna go with Tim purely because I think Josh Allen goes off because he's on my team.
Josh Allen against
that's
Miami
fine.
would be nice. I feel like
Mhm.
that's probably one where they kind of teach him a little bit of a lesson. Like the
Mhm.
Mike McDaniel shtick is getting a bit old.
Yep.
Tua will probably come out to play, but I think if it's all run and gun, like I think Josh Allen wins that most times.
Yep. That's my
Buffalo's like owned Miami recently, so yeah, I would feel the same.
and then you pile in Derrick Henry while he's still doing his thing. I know it's against Denver, but you still hope that he gets in because he has done it every single week. So why would
Yeah,
that
yeah.
change? Um, yeah,
Darnell Mooney, the pet of Kirk Cousins. What's he?
yeah,
Wide receiver 13 of the year, but Tick got him off waivers.
Silly, silly.
absolutely.
Nobody wants to commit to this guy for some reason.
No,
Well,
been burnt too
you're
many
watching
times.
him,
Look at
bro.
that.
You are
I
watching
am
him.
watching him. I am watching.
You are
This one I
watching.
will admit to. I was watching him. Don't need him.
Definitely watching him.
Uh,
It's tough. We spoke about Tim's lack of receivers, and you're starting Keon Coleman, and yeah, the pet of Kirk Cousins, as you just said. It's tough.
Yeah.
yeah, especially when you get down to these flex positions. Tank like probably takes a lion share. Is ETN
If he
does he
plays,
exist?
if he
Don't know
plays,
if he's playing yet.
yeah, I don't reckon. I don't reckon. Why would they continue playing? Really?
Yeah.
Uh,
And then Chase Brown, like I probably don't know anything about Chase Brown. Bengals just another team that I just will not watch. Um, is he the starter there?
Kinda.
sort
Kind
of.
of.
Have
We'll
they
see.
got one? Have they got a starter? Really?
Wait, I
Like
missed
Moss
it.
would be the other bloke. It just seems to
Zach Moss.
really no
Yeah,
one's sticking that much further out than the other.
yeah, they're both like they
But then
can't.
again, Ramondre.
The Mond. The
Ramondre
Mond.
got some touchdowns last week, so yeah, is what that is.
And
Uh,
Tennessee
Yeah,
might be a chance.
I want to take Tick. I just really like despite I want to see it happen. I just want to see Tick win.
Yeah, I'm tick
yeah.
too.
Four in a row after going 0-5 would be huge.
Massive. Absolutely
Um,
massive.
I'll take save as the point of difference then.
You'll take who?
Sorry, Zax.
Thank you.
Zax.
Who?
Zax says.
All right,
Zachary.
let's have a look at the tipping. Just recapping last week. Obviously a silent tipping round because we had no pod, but I'm
Jeez, Josh,
fucking pushing
boys.
ahead. So much
Jeez.
so that I think I need to check my math, but pretty big week.
Now 47 plus 8 is 55.
Yeah, but I
I'm
wonder if
going
it's
previous weeks.
I did have a perfect five. That's
Yeah,
probably what
that
it is.
Yeah,
helps.
that's
That's the
that's
point of
big.
difference.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah. So I could afford to flex a little bit more. But Robbo's come with me on all my Zags. So pretty
God damn it! I change again. Oh,
All
idiot.
right. Brad, you are back in the country next week. Rumor has it.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, get home Saturday morning. Not looking forward to the flight.
Saturday morning? Yeah, Saturday morning. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that means next
never
week,
changes again.
not only will we have another regular podcast, but we will be starting the Super League finally after
Yeah,
talking about it a
Ooh,
lot.
ooh.
massive,
So look
Massive.
out for that special drop in your news feeds.
Yep.
can't wait.
Fellas, I think that
Can't
that
wait.
tidies us up. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Brad, any new words you learnt overseas?
Uh,
Any
Not really.
Gaelic?
No, no, no. We didn't go to Ireland, so
Scottish?
nah, nah, nah. Nothing of note. Yeah.
Great. Matt, do you learn any new words down at the cricket club?
I actually did learn a new word, but it was on Wordle, if anything. So it was
Oh,
one 2 days ago, and it's bawdy, and I'd never heard of that in my life. I
Bawdy.
stumbled on
Bawdy
it.
means like risque, right? Like
Yes,
it's
yes, it
yeah.
does. I had to look it up. I had to 100% look it up. But
Oh, you looked up
all
bawdy.
the
Did you find some interesting stuff out?
let's just say I went straight to images for some strange reason. So
All
no,
right,
no,
fellas. Always a pleasure.
well
never
played.
at all.
Never sure.